Hi, my name is Hope, and I'm here to help make the safe mindset a little more relatable by telling you about a problem that I had earlier this week. All right, let's stop the music right there for a moment and let me explain to you how I adapted the safe mindset to feed my family. So, we needed to get out the door within 40 minutes. I got home from work, I needed to make dinner and get the kids fed and get out the door in 40 minutes. And my kids wanted potato soup. My potato soup recipe takes 3 hours, right? According to the recipe. So what were we going to do? Couple things. We could not have potato soup that night. We could make peanut butter and jelly instead, or we could make the potato soup using the 3-hour recipe and eat after play practice. It would have ended up being that we ate after the kids' bedtime, right? Neither of those sounded like really great options. So we related our problem to the SAFE mindset. SAFE values individuals and interactions over processes and tools. So my family wanted potato soup, and the process and tools we formerly used took 3 hours in a Dutch oven on the stovetop using our recipe. But we had less than an hour, so I valued my family's wishes over the adherence to processes or the tools we are used to using. SAFE wishes to put people over process. If we were limited to the 3-hour soup recipe, we wouldn't have ended up eating. We value individual tastes and the need to eat before play practice over using the tools that we normally do. We've valued individuals and interactions over processes and tools. So then we get to working software over comprehensive documentation, and how on earth does this relate to soup? Well, instead of making my daughter or asking her to make soup according to the recipe, we worked together to develop a recipe for potato soup, and we modified the recipe while documenting the modifications as we went. And we modified the recipe for this Instapot that I bought. So think of this kind of like pair programming. My daughter and I had a working recipe that we adapted and modified. And as we adapted and modified, we documented the new recipes, the changes that we had made to the original recipe document. So we had a great recipe, we had good documentation, but we also had good soup in 40 minutes rather than 3 hours. We did this because we valued our good soup, which is our working software, over the recipe, which was comprehensive documentation. The next was customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Now, how on earth does this relate to soup? Well, instead of strictly following the recipe and sticking to the speed, cost, and quality that was defined in the cookbook, we worked together as a family to make the soup fit our needs. And we enjoyed it even more than the recipe was originally written. We collaborated to meet our needs and tastes. We added thyme. We added the types of cheeses that my kids liked. We did not add the red pepper, but we added additional carrot. So we adapted the recipe according to my kids' taste, which is our customer collaboration. They were my customers in this case. So we valued customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Contract negotiation being the recipe, keeping to the recipe, keeping to the contract, right? And then responding to change over following a plan. We needed to get the kids to play practice and feed them. Instead of following the plan of making soup using the Dutch oven and taking 3 hours, we adapted. We used the brand new Instapot that was kind of scary and had lots of strange looking buttons. We adapted the recipe. We focused on the tastes or quote requirements of my family, and we had a great meal in less than 40 minutes start to finish. We did this because in the safe world, you value responding to change, which in my case was the, oh my God, we need to eat before play practice, rather than following the plan. And the plan being this potato soup takes 3 hours in a Dutch oven. So we found that the safe mindset is not new, but if you think about it, you use it all the time in your daily life. And if you think about the things that you do in your daily life, you may think, you may realize that we're all walking around using safe methodology a whole lot more than we'd ever realize, and it may make it a lot easier to adapt and implement it within the ERM&A organization.